So good day guys, I want to explain how to solve Bandit, the over the wire game. Bandit 0 from level 0 to level 10. So now before you can actually solve Bandit, you have to connect to the Bandit on our CLI, which is our command line interface. But before you do that, let's just go through this instruction. It says that the goal of this level is for you to log into the game using SSH. The host to which you need to connect is bandit.labs.overdwire.org on port 2220. Then the username is bandit0 and the password is bandit0. So now for us to do that, we are making use of SSH, right? So now change this to bandit0 since you are logging in as bandit0. Then enter. Now our password is bandit0. So now we are inside Bandit0. So our instruction says what? Once log in, go to the level 1 page to find out how to beat level 1. So now we move on to level 0 to level 1, how to get to level 1. So then for us to do that, it says what? Let us read the instruction. It says the password for the next level is stored in a file called readme located in the home directory. So we have to go to the home directory. We are inside the home directory now, so let us list. The first thing to do is this. Then we have our readme. So let's start readme since the password is inside the readme file. Then we start. So we have our password. This is our password here. So the next thing to do is to move on to what? To level 2. To do that, you log out from level 0. Then you have to connect back to level 1, and this is the password for level 1. So bandit1, we enter. So you have to copy this password, then you paste it here. So we are inside bandit1 now. The next thing to do is for us to move from level 1 to level 2. So from level 1 to level 2 says the password for the next level is stored in a file called this hyphen located in the home directory. So now we have to list, and we have a file called this hyphen. So how do we cast this file? We have to make this file executable. So just hyphen, then enter, then we have our password. After that, you log out again. Then you log in as what? Bandit2, because we have the password for Bandit2. Then you copy our password, you paste it here. So we've logged in as Bandit2. So now the next thing is to move from level 2 to level 3, right? Once you move to level 2 to level 3, it says the password for the next level is stored in a file called hyphen spaces in this file name hyphen then located in the directory. So it means we have to cut this file. So for us to do that, we have to list first to check what inside our directory. Then we add the file. So for us to cut this file, we are going to do the same thing. But the only difference we have here is that when you have space within a file name, you are going to put it in quotes. Hyphen then spaces. And you see we have our password now. So then we log out again. Then you log in back as Bandit3 because you have our password for Bandit3. For you to do that, you copy this password and you paste it. Then we log in as Bandit3. Then if you go back here, it says what? Let's move from Bandit 3 to Bandit 4. So for us to move from Bandit 3 to Bandit 4, it says the password for the next level is stored in the hidden file in the in-here directory. So now let us list again. You only have in-here, then cd to in-here. After you cd into in-here, then you list. There is no file, but it says what? Hidden file. So for you to check for hidden file, you said ls space hyphen la. So we have the hidden file. So this is the file. So for you to cut this file now, you are going to cut it the same way you cut this, the one we did at Bandit2. So you say cut, then hyphen space. You put in quote. Says what? Hidden hyphen from hyphen you. Then you close the code. Enter. You have our password. So you log out again. Now you move on to Bandit4. So that's the password for Bandit4. Enter. So then you copy your password again. Then you paste. Enter. So you're inside Bandit4 now. So you want to move from Bandit4 to 5. So for you to do that, you come here. So now to move from Bandit4 to 5, you say the password for the next level is stored in the only human readable file in the in-here directory. So you have to find the human readable file here. So now let us list. We have cd to in-here directory. So we list. So we have different file here from file 00 to file 09. So all of this file, only a single file here is human readable. The rest are not human readable. So for us to find that, we make use of file to check for the human readable, then space, then you put this word like this. Then you can just do something like put in a single quote. Then okay, file 0, then the asterisk means all. Okay, I need a closing quote. No social directory. Okay, no social directory. No social directory. Okay, let's remove the quote first. Then enter. Okay, now okay, I think the problem there is the quote. I'm forgetting because this there is no any space here, so you don't need to add quote, you don't need to put it in quote. Now if you look here now, what we have here is the only line that test you have here is this file 07, which is what ASCII test. So the rest are what data. So this is the only line data test you have here. So then you just cut that. Then please note the mistake we did there was that this file, since there is no any space within this file name, so you don't need to put it in quotes. You only put the file name that has space within it in quotes. So these are password for the next level. So then you log out, then log in back to Bandit5. So you go to Bandit5, you just ask for password, your password, you copy it again, Ctrl Shift C, then you paste Ctrl Shift V. So now let's check for us to move from Bandit5 to Bandit6. It says well, the password for the next level is stored in a file somewhere under the near directory and has all the following properties. So the file we are looking for has this following property. It is human readable. The size of the file is what 1033 and it was not executable. So you have to look for these three properties in this file. So let us list. We have in here, you can see this one in here. So let us list again. So we have all this file here. So now all this file, we are looking for one that has these three properties, which is what human readable 1033 bytes in size and not executable. So for you to do that, for you to check for that, you make use of the command we call find, then hyphen size. The size is 1003, then C bytes space, then the type of file is human readable, so you should what file, then it is what not executable. So the only file we have that has these three properties is what this, where you are going to see this video, then when you get to maybe here, you are going to find this file too. I can actually find it, I can actually cut it from here, and you can do this, you can just do it this way. You go to CD, maybe here 07, maybe here 07, enter, list again, then you just pass for this file 2, you cast for file 2, this was file directory. Okay, we should just go back to our own directory. If you go back to our previous directory, then let us start from here. We copy this file directory, the file path, so copy, paste, then we have our password. So you can actually make use of this dot to get, I can actually make cut it from in there directly. So you have our password. So you can just log out. Then we are moving to Bandit6, right? So let's try this. So move from Bandit6 to 7. It says what? The password for the next level is stored somewhere on the server and has all the following properties: owned by user Bandit7, owned by group Bandit6, then 33 bytes in size. So we are looking for this three property now. It says well somewhere on the server. So if this is somewhere, if you list now, you don't have anything here because it says somewhere in the server. So let's check something that we are going to make it our find, but since it says from the server, so you start finding from the source. So you indicate the directory you are coming from, which is the root directory. Then you start this, which is what it says user is what our user is Bandit7. Then we have group as what? We have group as Bandit6. Then the size is what? The size is 33C. So we might have a lot of file here. So but for us to just clear all the noise, we just want only our file. So we make use of this command true greater than slash dev slash null. So if there's any other file, this one is just going to clear. It's going to bring out the only file we need. So it says the password is inside here. So you go. So you have to cast this directory to get our password inside. Then you copy this directory here. Then we have our password, right? So then we log out again. And then we move on to Bandit 7 to 8. So now copy our password. Um, so now inside Bandit 7, we want to move on to Bandit 8, right? So Bandit 7 to 8. So the password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt next to the word millions. So for you to do that, it says what ls. So we want to cut data.txt. Then it says our password is set to the word million. So you have to grep. You make it of your pipe. Then space grep. Then you put that word in quotes, which is millions. Enter. Can you see? It says our password is next to the word millions. So you have to grep for that. So this is our password. So you can log out again. You log in back. 8, enter. So you copy your password. Then you paste, enter. Then you are moving from Bandit 8 to 9. So for us to do that, it says from Bandit 8 to 9. The password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt and is the only line of the text that occurs only once. So now for us to do that, let us list. So it says that now we are not cutting, we are going to sort because we actually have many passwords inside this data.txt, and it says what our password only occurs only once. So for us to do that, we are going to sort. So I want you to sort this data.txt for .txt. Then after sorting it, look for the one that it is unique. So unique FU, then enter. Can you see this is the only one? If actually cut it, we have many passwords there. So the next we are going to do is log out and then move on to Bandit 9. So I copy our password again. Okay. So now we are into Bandit 9. We are moving from Bandit 9 to what? So Bandit 10. So the password for the next level is stored in the file.txt, data.txt in one of the few human readable strings, preceded by several equals to characters. So for you to solve that, let us list. You have that.txt. So you're going to look your strings, command space data.txt. Then you pipe it with grep. Then put in colon. Say several equals to, right? So let me just add like 3 then. Enter. Can you see says what the password is? So this is our password. So let us log out and log in as Bandit10. So copy our password. So now the next thing I'm going to do is we want to move from Bandit 10 to Bandit 11, which is the last level I'll be solving here. It says the password for the next level is stored in the file data.txt, which contains base 64 encoded data. Now we have to decode this data.txt ls. So data.txt is in base 64. We have to decode it. So to decode the sentence 64 hyphen d decode, then data.txt enter. So these are passwords. So this is how to, so you can actually log out. So you can now log into Bandit level because we have our password for Bandit level. Copy your password. So we are in as Bandit level. So this is how to solve from Bandit 0 to Bandit 10. Thank you very much.